Hi everybody, it's Erin, and this is my very first process video for scrapbooking. And I'm gonna make a picture about my dog Vigo when he was a puppy, and this is the first day that he came home. So I'm including this pink paper because the towel that he's wrapped in, that the story is about, was actually pink, and it was rubbed on his mom when we got him so that it smelled like his mom. And so that's what this layout is about, is it's his first couple hours at, his new house, our house, and he's missing his mom, and so he curled up in his new bed with the towels that had been rubbed on his mom, and they smell like home, and they probably smell like his brothers too. He was one of 5 golden retriever boys that we got at the time. Or, well, not that we got, that were there, that we had to choose from, rather. We only came home with one. That would have been insane, 5 golden retriever puppies. And I'm keeping it kind of simple with the layers, and I'm just doing shapes here, the hexagon shapes. I recently discovered, hey, by the way, I actually went and bought that hexagon punch that I've been looking for, so I might as well use it. If you can hear Vigo's claws, he just came over to say hi because I'm talking. Say hi, Vigo. So here I am trying to decide placement and how I want the punches to go on the layout. I knew I wanted them in the darker blue so they would show up against the background. But I want to give them a bunch of space between them instead of making them interlocking like I've done on another layout, because that way you can still see the pink and you can see that it's hearts behind it. So I'm trying to make sure that I have enough room for the photos to go where they need to go. And now I'm just going to glue them all down. The hardest part about doing this is making sure you glue something down exactly where it needed to be glued down, or where you had it in the first place. And what I didn't know was there's actually lines on this background paper. So for the ones that are on the background paper, I'm trying to line it up properly with those lines. Not the diagonal lines. There's like notebook type lines on it. So other than that, I'm just trying to get the points facing the correct way. It's kind of hard to tell because the layout's crooked. I'm scrapping crooked for some reason. Try not to be in the frame too much. This is the first time I have a real proper video camera instead of my husband's 20D. So you can see me scrap, but I'm trying to find an angle that looks good and gives enough light and stuff. So I got all the hexagons glued down, and what I do when I scrap is I tend to clean up as I go. And I've finished with stages, so obviously I've finished with the paper stage. And I do my journaling. I cut it because it took a really long while. And after I do the journaling, I end up going into embellishments. And I decided, obviously, I have these little dogs, so I'll use the dogs on this. And I'm trying to find dogs that sort of look like a golden retriever, because, using a poodle for him is kind of silly. I don't know what I'm going to do with those poodles, though. And thinking of using this arrow to point at him curled up like that, but I still want to make sure I use 3 dogs. I thought maybe using stars, but no, that won't work. And then I take out these golden stars, which I didn't like when I got them in a kit from Gossamer Blue, but I actually think that they work really well with Vigo's pages because they're golden, and he's like the epitome of golden. He is so orange. So I just take them and sprinkle them on like that. I like to take a big pinch of the sequins and just sprinkle them and glue them where they fall. And I usually do that with glossy accents, so you can see me gluing everything down. I hope this isn't too fast, but there's a lot of gluing and sticking in this video, so I was kind of like, oh, well, nobody's going to want to sit here and watch me glue while I try and talk while I'm gluing, so hopefully this is going fast enough for you. Yeah, basically just the journaling was talking about how this is his first day home and how while myself and Gambit had to get used to having a dog because I had never had a dog before, and all of a sudden there's this 12-pound puppy in our house on Mother's Day of all days. Um, it's also about him having to get used to being away from his mom for the first time because he's 12 weeks old and his mom was very she was a good disciplinarian. She didn't let them walk around, all over her. She actually, when he was brought inside, so that separated from his brothers for the first time to be with us, she was correcting him as he was walking through the house because they weren't allowed in the house. All of a sudden, he's in the house and he's wanting to do stuff, and she didn't let him do anything he wasn't supposed to do. But I'm I'm not exactly a good substitute for a dog mom that's so good like that, especially since I had never had a dog before and I didn't know what I was doing. So you can see me stamping the word mom. I was gonna go dreaming of mom, but I'm looking for a dreaming, but I'm not really finding it. You can see how I store all my sentiment stamps all together like this, and I just don't think I have one. Most of these are Project Life type sentiments and stuff that I'm definitely going to use, but they're not really applicable to this page. So I was thinking maybe I could use something else, and then I saw this one, and I was trying to audition where it would go, trying to see if it would work. And it says, "Welcome to my life," because this was Vigo's first day, so welcome to our life, Vigo. And so I just gave up and I said, okay, fine, I'll just stamp the dreaming too. And I just went with dream instead because it's shorter. I'm using Distress ink because it's almost exactly the same color pink that I needed. And you can see as I put away my stamps before I go on to the next stage, and I take out my distress markers, and in the same color I just write of. So dream of mom. And that's it. Here's a little bit of close-ups which end up being too fast. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.